Good to see you today. I hope you're doing well. We're going to be thinking about when Solomon's heart turns away from the Lord. Today's hymn is the hymn, "Oh Why Not Tonight?" And I would ask you to key in, especially on the first few lines.
Oh, do not let the word depart, and close thine eyes against the light. Poor sinner, harden not thy heart, be saved, oh, tonight. Oh, why not tonight, not tonight, why not tonight? Oh, why not tonight, not tonight, why not tonight? Wilt thou be saved, wilt thou be saved? Then why not, oh, why not tonight?
Do not let the word depart. Close thine eyes against the light. Poor sinner, harden not thy heart. To look at the account, 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1, "But King Solomon loved many foreign women, as well as the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, Sidonians, Hittites, from the nations of whom the Lord had said to the children of Israel, You shall not intermarry with them, nor they with you. Surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods." Solomon clung to these in love. He had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it was so when Solomon was old that his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not loyal to the Lord his God, as, let me move it down a little bit, as was the heart of his father David. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord. So again, do not let the word depart. Don't close thine eyes against the light. And please do not harden your hearts against the Lord. That is what happened with Solomon. You might notice it's happened when he was old. Time has gone by. I was just thinking about why this happened. One answer is very obvious. He had all those wives. He had the concubines, and he loved them. That's what the passage says. Pardon me, you may be able to hear some birds chirping out my back door. That's okay, though. Solomon clung to these women in love. And that's what happened. Who we love can harden us to the Lord. Isn't that true? You see it all through Scripture, going all the way back to the beginning. That's basically what preceded the flood. Who or whom we love can harden us to the Lord. Happened to Solomon. It happened to us as well. But I also wonder if another part of this may have been, and it's just hard to imagine, but for the pagans, they had the pantheon of their gods. It's like when Paul, is it in Athens, where there's just idols to every god, and even the idol with the inscription to the unknown God. And that was how they viewed things. It's like you have this pantheon. You have all the gods. And I think it's easy to go down that road and just think, oh, I need to cover all my bases just in case. But it's like a whole different mentality where you have a pantheon of gods, and then you have a jealous God. Pantheon of gods, by the way, some of them were jealous too, even in their own mythology. Not that they ever actually existed, but you have this pantheon, and it was just, you pick. And then you have the one true God, and he's a jealous God, and he yearns for us. So I wonder if that did not play a part into it as Solomon got older, just because here he is, and it's like, you wish he would have influenced his wives and his concubines. You wish he would have influenced them for their good, rather than building temples for all of them. for, each one whatever they wanted, he built for them. Rather than doing that, why don't you try influencing them for their good? But he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. So I wonder if the whole pantheon mentality, I wonder if that didn't come into play. I wonder if something else didn't come into play as well. He went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, Milcom. Solomon was not the priest. He's not the high priest. And I don't know everything there is to know about those pagan gods. But I know in the temple, I know who went into the Holy of Holies, and it wasn't Solomon. It was one person once a year. That's who went in. Solomon could go so far and then no further. Now, he could pray to the Lord, but I wonder if in those pagan temples, I wonder if he had full access. Sometimes that appeals to people because they don't respect what the Lord has commanded. And I wonder if another facet of all of this was, with the Lord's temple, like, okay, you have the Ark of the Covenant. But just think about those pagan temples and what they would have looked like and what you would have seen, and anything goes in those pagan temples. Anything goes. And that appeals to some people. That can appeal to us if we're not careful. And you can see the statue of whoever, the Ashtoreths, the Milcoms, the Dagons. You see these statues that are 2-3 stories tall, and you're just impressed by the grandeur. Solomon's own house took Solomon longer to build his own house than it took to build the temple. I wonder how long it took him to build. I wonder how big these other temples were. I wonder if you didn't start getting into temple jealousy. I wonder if any of those wives said, I want my temple to be bigger than God's temple. I just wonder. All I know for sure is something about it appealed to Solomon. Solomon loved those women. Solomon's heart turns away from the Lord. And so again, we're mindful of the hymn. Do not let the word depart. Don't close thine eyes against the light. Don't harden your heart. That's what happened with Solomon. Same thing can happen to us. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.